If you visit my website, www.erichaugenguitar.com, you can get tabs for this lesson and also a backing track for practicing along. Let's talk about my sound settings and equipment I'm using. This is, I'm not sure what year this is from, but this is a Korean-made Epiphone Emperor Regent stock pickup. Has a little bass cut switch that I am not using, that someone put in after the fact. I'm going into my board. I am using my Strymon Deco for some tape compression setting, which is giving it a little bit of drive. I'm leaving the Deco, going into the Flint for a little bit of reverb. I'm going into my Tweed Pro today, not the Silvertone. Recorded with a ribbon mic, and then probably some additional minimal EQing and probably some plate reverb or some kind of reverb I'll add in GarageBand after the fact to sort of sweeten it up a little bit more. This is the transcription for a video that's going around. It's on YouTube somewhere of Marc and who's the other really excellent guitar player? I forget the guy's name. I think it's Alex Simon. I think at a party in France, and they've run through a rendition of Dark Eyes, the classic Russian folk song, and I transcribed it because it's really neat to see how people play when they're not really aware they're being recorded or trying to do something on stage, or just kind of seeing what comes off the cuff. So Dark Eyes, the essential chord progression is A7, D minor, A7, D minor, G minor, D minor, A7, D minor. Now Alex Simon is doing all sorts of chord substitutions and fancy things on the other side of the room, so you know, in the chart I'll include some of what he's doing, or at least the chord symbols for it, so you can do that too. But you know, I may move some things around to make it make more sense to me. Let's figure out what he's doing. It starts with 5th fret on the high E, 9th fret on the B. This is a little A7 flat 9. That is 5, 6, 5, 6 to an A7, 5, 6, 5, 5. So we got same 9, 5 again. And that's because it's going to this D minor, so that gives us a 6, 8, 8, because I'm trying to get that melody note up there. And then we're going to hit another 5, and then he's going to do some octaves at 7 and 10. And those are 9s. And this is one of the coolest things I've seen him do, a little 12 and 12. So that's 12 and 12, 10 and 13, 12. I love that little lick, and that's vaguely out of D minor, and then he does a little bebop run. That's a really cool little run right there, and that's the thing with any of this crazy stuff. You know, you could try and memorize the whole thing. It sure is going to take a long time, or you could just try and grab a lick from it that you're like, that's really cool. That's a new Marc Ribot lick that I now know. So let's walk through that little drop down from that D minor, and it's headed towards a G minor. So it starts on the 12, and then we got a 10 and an 8, and then a 10, 9, 8 on the B, a 7, an 8, 7, and 10. So it's just this kind of chromatic thing. Slowed down, 10, 8, 10, 9, 8, 7, 8, 7, 10, 8. Now that is, what tone is that? Why, that's a B flat. That's the 3rd of a G minor chord. And that's why that fits. On the G minor, he does an interesting little thing. I guess he's thinking of G minor 9. No, just G minor 7. He does 10, 8, 10, 8. So that G minor bar, that's his little thing there. 10, 8, 10, 8. Song hits a D minor. He does a little. that's, again, it's a neat, I did my best to play it exactly how he does. Again, I don't hold myself too close to it, but it's neat to force yourself to put the notes where he puts them, to see the chords how he sees them. D minor, he's going to go for this 10, 9, 10, 9, 7, 7, 7. Even that alone is a cool new lick. And that's, yeah, I mean, that's the thing with geniuses. You can take an eighth of a second of what they play and they'll change your guitar DNA. And then this great little, this is very Jockey Full of Bourbon type thing, a little, the song's going to hit an A, and he's going to, that's awesome too. So this, the chord's A7, he's on an A, and this is the classical theory is called double approach. Yeah, below it, above it, below it, above it. And then down a little, the bottom three notes of a D minor scale, 8, 7, 5. When he lands, he just goes right up again. He's going to go work his way up, 5, 8, 7, 4, 7, 6. A little 1 fret slide into that 5. That's a D minor 6 chord, which that makes sense. That's a cool gypsy thing to do. Now we're back around to, now we are at the second time through the head. So yeah, he does that arpeggio. And classic Marc Ribot, he stops, waits 2 beats, does a little thing, waits 2 more beats. And that, yeah, that's just a D minor arpeggio. Then he does a little falling down thing. And this is neat. I don't know why they put this modulation in, and you can watch in the video when Mark plays it that he looks over at Alex, because there is a little bit of like, where are you going right now? And so you can catch him off guard. And dare I say it, he kind of makes a mistake. I may have actually moved these octaves from what he did to make it fit the chord a little righter. I think he actually played a fret off. Blasphemy. So that is 10 and 13 to 11 and 8. I think he actually does that one, which doesn't fit with that note, so I moved it down 1 to fit with the D7 flat 9. I know that this is a lot of jazz words. Yay! 12, 12, 12 on the A, which is just kind of a random. I think that was because he was like watching Alex and going, "Where are you going, man? What are you doing?" And then he figured it out. Oh, you're going to G minor. That's a little G minor arpeggio, 10, 10, 10, 11, 8. And then it's going to modulate to F, and he's actually going to hit F. 13. So that's 13, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. And then some 11s and 10s. Some more, so that's on the A7. And then it's going to go back to D minor. He's going to do a 9, 10, 7, 7, 7. So it's like his D minor notes are kind of around here, which is a neat spot to be. It's not here, it's not here, it's in between them. Very creative. That's also a great little one. That's built off of that D minor. And then this is one of the coolest ones. It goes back to that E7, or sorry, A7. Now that's one of the trickiest ones in it. 8, 8, 8, 8, and watch this pull off. Yeah, 8, 6, 5, 8, 7, 8, 6, 5, 7, 5. That merits a lot of practice on its own. Truth be told, Mark actually gets even one more. I think he goes, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I had to adjust it to suit my hand, which you're allowed to do. The guitar police aren't going to come and get you. So if you have to move licks around to make them make sense to you, we'll go ahead and do that. That's all right. So yeah. The song's got to come back around to D minor. That's a weird one. 5 to 6, 6 to 3, 2 to 4, 5 to 6. Anything in that ballpark. Again, that's playing around with very Django Reinhardt kind of minor 6 arpeggio. And then, neat little, it's going to come back around to the A. Little approach to the A, 4, 5, 6, 8, 5, 5, 6, 7, 5. That's a cool one. It's very chromatic, but vaguely playing around that chord. And now it gets pretty cool. This is a lick that this is a good one, right here. That's based off of that D minor. That's a good one to practice a lot. Sorry, that is 3, 2, 3, 5, 5, 5, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, has that jockey bull of Furbin. Yeah, there you go. It has that sound. And then here comes a run. It's going to do a G minor run to a D minor run. Cool. Let's break it down. 5, 3, 3, 3, 5, 3, 3, 3, 2, 6. Chromatic, just weird chromaticness. 2, 3, 2, 0, 2, 3, 5, 6, 5. That's a good one to practice too. And then we're kind of back around to the opening thing. So what do we got there? 5, 6, 5, 9, 5, and lands on a 6. And the third time, way to 13, to 13, and then 12, 12. Yeah. And there you have it. Again, my advice is take whatever couple of licks you can from this and try and absorb them as best you can before you try and memorize the whole thing. Because, you know, I'm sure if you asked Marc Ribot to play this solo twice, he wouldn't be able to. So I think it's more about seeing which licks resonate with you and that you can then apply to your own playing. Well, I hope that is interesting and helpful for you. Thanks for watching.